and I will be leaving. John will be taking over for us, and he will be helping with your award ceremony.
Are you ready? I'm Justin Thomas from the Lucky Stars 4-H Club, and this is my presentation, Siberian Huskies. Among the hundreds of breeds of dogs today, one is unmistakable for its size, markings, and overall personality, the Siberian Husky. The Siberian Husky's roots stretch as far back as one can imagine, and the Husky has been man's faithful companion for centuries. From the first Eskimo tribes to utilize the Husky for work, hunting, and companionship to the Husky we see today, the Husky remains an icon of the wild Northwest spirit. Siberian Huskies were bred by the Chuki of northeastern Asia to pull heavy loads long distances through difficult conditions. The dogs were imported to Alaska during the Nome Gold Rush and later spread into the United States and Canada. They were initially sent to Alaska and Canada as sled dogs, but rapidly became family pets and show dogs. Recent DNA discoveries confirms that this is one of the oldest breeds of dogs. The most famous of all Huskies earned its place in 1925 when an outbreak of diphtheria threatened the youth of Nome. The only serum available was in Anchorage and could not be flown to Nome. The only option available was to deliver the serum by sled dog team. While many mushers and sled teams participated in the delivery of the serum, Balto and his team delivered the life-saving serum to Nome. Balto and his team delivered the serum through the most dangerous part of the trail in harsh blizzard conditions and completed the final leg of the trail due to the unprepared team at the next checkpoint. With the help of Siberian Huskies, the youth of Nome were able to survive. The trails the mushers took is now called the Iditarod Trail. Siberian Huskies share many outward similarities with the Alaskan Malamute. They come in a variety of coat-colored patterns, usually with white paws and legs, colored facial markings, and a white tail tip. The most common coats are gray and white, with striking masks, spectacles, and other facial markings occurring in a wide variety. Other common coat colors are black and white. Less common coat colors are rust or copper red color and pure white. Eye colors in the Siberian Husky is a true wild card. All Husky puppies are born with blue eyes. As a puppy grows older, thus eyes will sometimes change color. Some Huskies' eyes stay blue. However, some turn brown, some turn yellow, and sometimes they even turn green. In Siberian Huskies, it is not uncommon to have two different colors eyes, which is called bi-eyes. In the show ring, any color combination is acceptable. At full maturity, or about 1 year, Huskies tend to have a wolf-like appearance. The breed is engineered to withstand harsh Arctic conditions and tend to curl into a ball when sleeping or at rest, to retain body heat in below zero scenarios where the cold is relentless. Because of its efficiency as a working breed, Huskies are bred to be able to withstand long workdays on little amounts of food. This is very important, as all the food for the dogs is carried on the sleds. Over the years, man has engineered the Husky to have very large paws, an extra thick coat, and a strong, muscular build. These traits were developed to make the Husky an ideal work dog to pull sleds. A team of Husky can carry 2 people 40 miles per day. Siberian Huskies are still used as sled dogs in sled racing events today, like the Iditarod. Apart from sled racing, they are very popular for recreational mushing all over the world. Siberian Huskies usually pull a sled or sledge, much like this one. All sleds have the same basic design. They have 2 runners instead of a solid bottom to reduce drag on the snow and lighten the load on the dogs. The sleds are long and light to distribute the weight over the snow, preventing it from sinking into the snow. All sleds have a dog line where the team is hooked up, and a foot brake for the musher, which is usually a metal claw that digs into the snow. The sleds also have an anchor that acts like a parking brake. Depending on the size of the team, some sleds have more than one anchor. The most common recreational dog team is made of 6 dogs. The team consists of 3 pairs of dogs. The pair in front of the sled is called the lead dogs, while the middle pair is called the swing dogs. The pair of dogs closest to the sled is called the wheel dogs. Each dog is chosen for its position based on his or her individual characteristics and abilities. Lead dogs tend to be more alert and responsive to verbal commands, while swing dogs tend to be submissive and willing to follow orders. Wheel dogs are usually bigger and stronger, as they do most of the work. And wheel dogs must also be calm so the sound of the sled doesn't scare them. The combination of all the dogs' abilities make for a well-rounded pulling team. The Siberian Husky makes a wonderful family pet, but as with any other pet, many things should be considered before adopting a husky. Huskies are pack-oriented animals, so they crave companionship. They like to be with other dogs or people. They do not like being alone. Huskies are not watchdogs. Even though their wild looks can be intimidating, they are not mean by nature. If you need a watchdog, pass the husky by. Huskies are bred to run. They need exercise daily, so a large fenced yard is a must. If your husky gets loose, he will run for miles, and catching a husky is a hard thing to do and is not very fun. Trust me, I know. Dog hair. If you do not like dog hair, you do not want a husky. Period. Their thick and heavy coat, while beautiful, requires lots of grooming. And twice a year they shed out their entire coat in a process known as blowing coat. A typical husky will shed enough hair to fill 4 large brown grocery bags twice a year, and that's a lot of hair. And this is just from this morning. And pass that around. Huskies are very vocal and will often talk to you when they want something. The striking beauty and good nature of the husky make them a very attractive dog to new owners, but many huskies end up in shelters and pounds simply because the new owners did not research the breed and were not prepared to deal with the breed's requirements. With some research, prep work, and a big heart, you too can have a husky in your family. The husky is an iconic dog and has served mankind for thousands of years as a worker, guardian, and warm-hearted companion, and will always be instantly recognized for their striking beauty and dazzling coat patterns. From their wet noses to the curled tails, the husky is the last surviving link between mankind and his long-ago brother, the wolf. Are there any questions? Excuse me?
Give me your favorite trait about a husky and then your team's favorite trait.
The question was, give me a favorite trait of the husky and a least favorite trait of the husky. I think the thing I love the most about huskies is their personality. I mean, they are just teddy bears. I mean, they look like a wolf, they look mean, but they are just so nice, and they're great for kids, and they're a great family dog. And the least favorite trait is probably the dog hair, because that, yeah, it gets pretty wild in our house because we have 6 huskies. And any other questions? If there are no more questions, that concludes my presentation. Thank you.